Hey you! Yes you! Are you a nostalgia freak? Do you yearn for a simpler time? Then the WOC Archive is the place for you. We've got footage from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Culled from an old tape trader's collection bought off Craigslist. You'll find obscure and lost TV, news, interviews, music, sports, and everything in between. And it's all with original commercials. Every day a new tape, every day a new adventure. Subscribe today to the WOC Archive.
Ready to go to camp?
I'm very ready to go to camp. That's my favorite form of British humor. I love camp. It's everything from Benny Hill to...
No, wrong camp.
Oh, what?
We're going into camp. Not camp, but camp. Hello, campers. Welcome to camp. Welcome, Adam. Thank you for joining. Tonight, we've got Camp Cucamonga, a TV movie starring the who's who of 90s television, including John Ratzenberger. Urkel's in this. Who else? We got Jennifer Aniston. We got Danica McKellar, Winnie from the Wonder Years, in case you don't know who that is.
From Full House. She's like...
Is the oldest one? Oh, yeah. Candace Cameron is in this as well. Yeah. It's a who's who.
Everyone.
And it's great. Sherman Hemsley's in this too. And we're moving on up. Moving on up.
So whatever side, the north side, probably.
Did you ever go to camp, Adam? Are you a camper?
I'm not a camper. We won't say that. As I said earlier to you off camera, I was hoping this would be about English, slightly feminine humor, but it's not that kind of camp.
Wrong camp.
Sorry, but anyway, that but I have gone with school. We had camp trips. We went up to Algonquin more than once, but it was horrendous. My only memory of one of the two times we went to Algonquin, my head was pushing out of the side of my tent, and my French teacher was wandering around, and I remember this because I would hear him whispering, going, "Adam, do not move," and because a raccoon was sitting on the side of my head, and he threw a can of some canned food at it, but the raccoon moved, and he hit me in the head with a can.
And that explains an awful lot, actually.
That's my only memory of that whole camp trip. Probably got amazing out after
that. Yeah, amazing you can remember any of it.
Yeah.
But I used to go to camp.
I'm not
back
shocked
in the day.
by that at all.
Yeah. I was a camper. I went 4 or 5 years to Camp Cucamonga, which is a YMCA camp on Beausoleil Island in Georgian Bay.
It totally sounds made up.
It's not. In fact, I have some photographs from when I was a young camper that I took on one of those disposable cameras that I brought with me. So I thought I would show you some of these photos from the camp that I went to. And yes, you will get to see a younger me. Don't worry.
If you haven't realized, folks, the WOC Archive deep down is an excuse for Morgan to do a slideshow vacation show anytime.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
If not his own, someone else's that he finds.
So here you go. This is leading up to the Camp Cucamonga. There you can see on its name. Established in 1919. This was a great camp. You have to get to it by boat. So you'd go to a boat launch near the place, and then everybody would line up and you get shuffled onto these boats and they taxi you over. We had a rock climbing wall, which I managed to get up once before I became too large and was incapable of doing it ever again. But that 1 year
right now, though.
No, that's not me. I have no idea who that is. We had the sweet jumping tower that I loved jumping off of. This was the swimming area. Used to have to take a test every year to prove that you could swim, even though some of us had been there for years and had been swimming. Didn't matter, still to take the test. Here's my cabin.
Counselors drank a lot and they forgot.
Yeah, probably. I mean, in hindsight, I wouldn't be surprised. So this is a Big Fun Palace.
It does say that.
Right? This is our cabin. This is the old type of cabins. This was the last year that I was in one of these, but these are really old. They're probably from the 30s or 40s, because inside was all of these signatures and stuff. So people would write their names. And I'm sure that I did. I don't remember off hand if I actually did, but I wouldn't be surprised. This was me right here to the left, sleeping on that little mattress that in a sleeping bag next to my friend who, oh, and here we go. Here's me as a young camper.
So the other kid was wearing a bucket hat, so you were as well. I think that was the year that all kids had to wear bucket hats.
Yes, I still wear bucket hats. I mean, nothing's in style or goes out of style for me. I'm always out of style.
Because 1989 LL Cool J was your hero.
Cause I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Huff and I'll puff and I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Yeah.
So there you go. There's a few photographs of me at Camp Kitchikawana back in the day. It was a great time. I loved going there.
Seeing the cabins, though, did give me another camping memory. And again, a reason why I don't go camping. Like we got family and friends that always have cottages, and I immediately go out there and get allergic to everything and just turn into a lobster immediately. But outside of that, at the end of high school, I had a band, and my guitar player in the band, he was a huge camper. This was a guy who everything he wore was from on a regular basis was like outdoorsman type clothing and stuff like that. It was just a big hippie. He'd always go up to this area where his old scout group as a kid would go. So we went up there and we discovered that it wasn't just in the area of his scout thing. He just had found an old scout lodge that he would break into every summer.
Amazing. So it didn't belong to anyone. He just broke into it every year. That's
and he'd been doing
amazing.
it for years. And I don't know if he just assumed that I knew that's what that meant. The first part is we went in and it was all full of dead snakes. Multiple dead snakes and snakes that had used the parts of the thing to shed their skins. So there's snake skins hanging off of the walls. And that's why I don't go camping.
So did you bring anything? Do you have anything to show?
Well, as right in the movies, the bad movies and horror is what we do. We'll get into the horror in a second, but I made a trailer for a movie and I want to play this one because it's my favorite bad camp movie. It is one of those moments where someone makes a film and then some company obviously says, "Oh, let's make it a sequel to a film that had nothing to fucking do with."
Yeah.
It's aesthetically not the same. It's not made in any kind of same reality. It is the sequel to Meatballs. It's one of the ones that people don't see that much. I don't think there's very many releases of it, maybe because of all the celebrities in it that they don't want to pay these people because
maybe
people became something if they weren't already something at that time. To me, it's almost like a Cucamonga level of who's who of weird people in it. Meatballs 2 starring Harry from Empty Nest.
Oh wow!
Blanking on what his real name for a second, but John Larroquette from Night Court. He's kind of the villain in it. Pee Wee Herman is in it, and it's still at his groundling days, so he's kind of weird, rude Paul Rubens at that point.
Even better.
Yeah, so it's before Pee Wee's Kid Show happened, and also B-movie veteran and father of Anthony Kiedis, Blackie Dammit, who's you'd only know him if you watch the kind of crap that I know. But just roll the clip.
Just play it. Let's play it. Oh, it's a space production.
And I use the music from the first movie.
Camp Sasquatch. Oh, gotta have pot smoking.
Yeah.
And the police, of course. What the fuck?
The alien smoking pot.
Oh, there's Paul Rubens.
Being like Murdoch. And he wants to run over the guy in the wheelchair on the highway. Black Jim, red hat. And speaking of kids to go to eat.
Oh, there we go. I would have loved that guy.
It's fake David Naughton as the male hero star. Alien has
oh, hey, it's the older brother from oh crap, the Wonder Years.
Oh yeah,
he's in here too.
Yeah, Jason Harvey.
Yeah, Jason Harvey.
The final conflict.
Would you go to Camp Sasquatch?
I mean, now because it's called that.
I don't want to go to summer camp. Did you have a good time? Oh, it was really great, Dad. Did you have a good trip?
The usual. Comets, meteorites, space junk. Boy, it's a mess out there.
Sorry, Dad.
Hey.
Where's Mom?
She making a big fuss over you. She make your favorite. Hot gnip-gnabs.
Bye, meathead.
I don't have a single clue what Meatballs 3 is about. I don't think I've ever seen it. I've seen part 4 because I know that's the the Corey Feldman one, where he's like, it's like the Learn to Be Cool camp.
Come on, guys, let's do it. Come on, anything's possible if you want it bad enough. Look at Michael Jackson.
Meatballs 4 to the rescue.
All right, what's next? What else have you brought?
Well, of course, because of B-movie stuff and horror movies, there are so many horror movies that take place at camp. Because
literally dozens.
You have like 3 periods of time that slashers will kill you. At Christmas, because that seems wrong. Halloween, because that seems appropriate. And then at camp, because you're alone out in the woods, you're young, you're out there, and that is also like the key audience of who would watch these films. Late teens who are the counselors thinking we're now in charge, we're responsible, but we're just as dumb as these kids, and we're out on our own in the woods, and anything could happen. Of course, Friday the 13th, legendary,
naturally,
doesn't need to be explained. Probably one of the most incredible ones is actually, out of the rip-offs of Friday the 13th, is The Burning, which is
great.
The
Burning's great.
Which makes me have to bring up the greatest Burning ripoff, which is from the Nickelodeon kids show Salute My Shorts, which is about kids at camp, and they have the episode where Zeke the plumber is the mysterious slasher that's coming to kill people with a plunger. I saw an amazing T-shirt online that I'm probably going to order that made it look like a legit horror film. So I'll send you the image. You can flash that up just because I love it. But the greatest camp horror film in the world. Again, I can't keep thinking that when I say that, it sounds like it should be a horror film where it's done like Benny Hill or a Carry On movie. So it's a camp horror film. But no, a horror film that takes place at camp is not Carry On Screaming. It is the epic Sleepaway Camp. Angela's the best. Boy. And
here we go.
We'll play her right now.
Dear Mom and
Dear
Dad.
Mom and Dad, I've been at a sleepaway camp for almost 3 weeks, and I'm getting very scared.
Oh no.
Welcome to Sleepaway Camp. Someone is watching you. Someone is waiting for you.
Nope, for your butt. Going for your butt.
Someone wants to scare you to death.
Well, I know who that someone is.
We saw this film. We know the ending.
And what an ending it is.
How it's this great ending.
Sleepaway Camp.
I mean, on today's world, I mean, you're like, yeah, okay.
Home.
But it's the 80s, of course, that was edgy. But there's this great B-movie-ness all the way through that film.
Yeah, that movie's great. Felicia Rose is great in that movie.
Yeah, at the beginning to her, and now she's the icon. That it took her a long time to realize that people cared, so she went back into acting, other than doing rap videos about being a mom.
1, 2, 3, protect your body and the baby.
All right, I got one more thing to show before we get to Camp Cucamonga. So one of my favorite things is Saturday morning cartoons. I used to love them, watch them religiously as a child, and I always enjoyed the camp episodes. So I pulled from an episode of Alvin and the Chipmunks. This is the Camp Calamine Caper, and it's just one of the segments, and I thought we could watch it together, where Alvin and the gang go to camp and get into hijinks.
Calamine, isn't that what you put on?
We now return to Alvin.
It is indeed calamine lotion.
And that's what happens whenever I go into the woods. I somehow get poison ivy.
Camp Calamine.
Well, you should go to Camp Calamine.
Yeah, at least they'll be prepared.
Yeah, it's right there in the name.
As you know, I love everything to do with old school Saturday morning cartoons. I never liked Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't know. Like, I even like but for some reason, the 3 of them, I don't know.
It was just too much. It was the way they were pitched up, maybe.
Maybe there was only one of them too. They weren't doing all this, like, every so often do lines in unison and things like that.
With a skunk.
Well, I'm glad I could show you something to annoy you.
Win the cup this year, Uncle Bud. Well, Sticky,
I just wanted
if
to...
Calamine's gonna win, we'll need a terrific team leader.
Oh, I can visualize who's that voice actor.
Oh, who's going to be the team leader?
Oh.
Is it Frank Welker? It's probably Frank Welker.
You know, I think it's like a sitcom actor who was like someone who did actual acting. Oh, imagine if this ended the same way Sleepaway Camp ended.
Oh boy, yeah.
What are they doing here?
Oh no, not the girls. Yuck.
Yeah, whatever the Simon version of that's Angela.
As captain of Camp Cozy Ivy, I'm here to inform your captain that we plan on winning the Prime Needle Cup. Well, I'm Captain Brittany, and I'm afraid you don't have a chance.
You're Captain Brittany? What a weird thing to say. I'm Captain Brittany, bitch.
Because this afternoon, all you'll be biting is the dust.
Ooh,
Oh, snap, yeah. Something tells me it's not going to go well for Alvin and his friends. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh, stinking beavers.
All we have to do is check our canoe, and we're ready.
Exactly what Alvin just said about them.
Oh no!
Those cheating chipettes! I should have expected this.
It was definitely the
How can
Chipettes.
you be sure
That's a
it
Saturday
was
morning
the
trope,
girls?
though. Having a camp episode where there needs to be a canoe race at the end, and someone is like, eventually someone will have an electric motor in their canoe. Or
And of course, yeah. Well, the canoe race was a big part of any camp experience. That we used to do that every year. There'd be a big race for the whole camp.
Or even if it's not like a camp episode in cartoons, there's usually some sort of boat race, and someone's sabotaging the other one. There's the rich guy who has the electric canoe that's all metal.
There's like 4 stories. Then everybody just keeps recycling them.
I feel like that feels like a maybe it's because I have no idea why, but recently rewatched the 90s Little Rascals movie.
Yeah.
That ends in the boxcar race.
Love it.
Like that's everything about that is predictable in every way, but still funny because it's like a kid's cartoon. You don't need it to be original.
The best in that one is them when they're in the 3 kids in the trench coat. So good.
Yeah, looking for a loan.
Yep. Anytime you put a bunch of kids in a trench coat, you got comedy. It just always works.
I think I rewatched that movie because I've been hanging out with you too much. Because you often say, "Oh boy."
Oh boy.
It's very simple, Alvin. We won the first point. Well, enjoy it.
Wait, they're the poison ivies? It doesn't. That doesn't. Well, I guess that's why they need the calamine. Yeah, there you go.
And girls always want to be Poison Ivy because Batman.
Yeah, who doesn't want to be Uma?
No cheating.
Yeah, we didn't have an Uma yet at this point. I don't think Poison Ivy the character was very popular at this point yet either. I don't remember her when I was a little kid.
He's off working on strategy. Strategy, huh?
Nice birds.
The only strategy Alvin understands
Oh no!
is
Oh, he got glued.
That overused sound effect of
Yeah, there was like a library of 4 sounds that they just kept reusing.
Yeah. If you got like food dumped on your head, that made the exact same sound as that glue made. Just like that sound. Of course it went on the head.
Naturally.
Well, they're getting tarred and feathered.
Now you're angry.
You don't know the meaning of the word.
Oh, imagine this was actually a tar and feathering episode.
Where are they? On the macaroni.
Oh. Oh, he looks great.
He knows it made the same sound.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Originality, Theodore. Why, even Stinky Seville's bird wasn't this inventive. Congratulations on
Oh, it worked out. Yeah, that's what Dave's name was, Stinky.
Yeah.
The score is tied.
So who do you think's gonna win?
Let's get you back to the
Neither of them. They will break down, and the rest of the group will leave Alvin and Brittany to just fight it out.
Yeah.
The final game will be pistols at 12 paces.
At dawn, of course.
Right? So what? So we sneak over and mess up the girls'
Oh, they're gonna go do a panty raid. That's what happens.
We've got to be quiet.
Sneak.
Jeanette, we can't wake the boys.
Don't wake the boys.
The boys aren't here.
I wouldn't worry about it. They're not here. If they're not
Oh, Lex just got like her old Mother Hubbard get up going.
Yeah.
No panties here. Oh, are they in here?
Wait, her hair was in that hat.
Yeah, I know. Her hair was attached to that hat. I can't believe anything anymore.
I mean, we accept that Brittany wears
Where do
wigs.
you
I mean,
think the
that's okay.
girls are? Exactly where you think they are. Let's go.
Dead from Jason Voorhees.
Why would they even bother taking the canoe across? It's like just around the bend there.
Cartoon logic. Deal with it.
No.
No, I will not.
I will not deal with it.
Did we get everything done? I think so.
Oh, so snoozy.
Is for you to be
That's okay.
Alvin in the
Best because they're not in their night clothes anymore.
Yeah, at some point they decided that they needed to clean in their day clothes.
Right.
Or their uniforms. See, we didn't have to wear camp uniforms.
Oh, okay.
I kind of wish we did.
They went back to their own and cleaned them. I thought they were like hiding the evidence at the other places. That's why I was confused. How they,
Later,
I thought they were at
Theodore.
each other's cabin still.
Oh.
Right after I beat Brittany in the Camp-athlon.
Not gonna happen.
As you know,
Camp
Even a little-
Athlon?
That would bug me a lot.
consists of a
Randomly how their
race,
noses would
fire
disappear in
building, and a
frames.
team
Randomly
war.
frames where they would just
May
blink
the
out.
best camp win.
Oh, this is definitely the cheapest of the cheap animation. Oh, here we go.
See, I didn't even mind their songs. Oh, and I think it's also that like, I will say I probably liked it much better when the Chipbacks came into it. It gave them some sort of a dynamic. Like
Instead of
like
just Alvin being a jerk.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a kid, I was just like, put him up for adoption. It's fine. You've got two more.
And they seem great. Theodore and Simon are
Yeah.
great.
Luckily, they all came together to tell us not to do drugs that one
Is
time.
this like a giant cavern that they're gonna fall into?
Like a
Or wait,
war
no,
of
it's
death.
that sludge that Tasha Yar dies in.
Oh, it's just okay. It's
And
not
there's gonna be a
cold.
monster that's gonna come out of it.
Alvin, look! A photographer from Rock and Roll magazine!
What?
The most generic of rock magazines.
Oh,
Is that sound
is it
effect?
tar?
Now throw the feathers in.
Yeah. Pull.
Look who's talking! Don't give it to him, Uncle Bud! They cheated first!
They cheated first.
No, you did! You started it, and I can prove it!
Stinky's not gonna believe this.
They will.
I suppose you know
Yeah,
nothing
he definitely will. He's used to this.
Yeah, it happens every time.
I do not. Oh, I guess a canoe monster just wandered out of the woods.
A canoe monster.
Out of it,
Yeah.
right?
Beaver.
Well, there's only one way to handle this. We'll have to do the whole thing over.
What?
There's only one way to handle this. Bare knuckle boxing.
You are. I'm still better than you are. But you're prettier
Oh.
and smarter.
And your hair attaches to your hat.
And there you have it. There's the Camp Calamine caper. It was the beaver that did it.
It is Brittany, bitch.
It's always the beaver that does it. Every time.
I don't know where to take that one.
It was the beaver.
I was going through my old comic books because there's a comic I was looking for and I can't find it. And it's really kind of annoying me because the box specifically of like Star comics. So they go along with like Alvin and the Chipmunks. You've got like the Get Along Gang.
Oh, right. Of course.
Like Heathcliff and that. But I know I have more than one issue or at least one of Camp Candy. Star release comics of that. I was like, could you, I mean, again, American produced, but could you really be more of a Canadian camp referencing with Camp Candy?
100%.
Thinking about that because the counselor was Uncle Bud, which made me think of Uncle Buck, which then turns make me think of Camp Candy. The cartoon filled with SCTV references for American children to have completely no idea what they're
getting. Yeah, 100%. But boy, are they great. Well, people might be in luck. There might be a special episode of Camp Candy coming up after Camp Cucamonga.
What?
Yeah, big surprise. Going to announce it right here. All right, here we go. Let's go to Camp Cucamonga. Thanks for joining, Adam. We'll see you next time.
And say Camp Cucamonga 5 times fast. See how well it works for you. I love camp.
Bye.